Hello guys, it's Dale here. In this video I'm going to cover a couple of volume profile trade examples. We will jump right into it without too much theory, so you can quickly see what volume profile is all about and decide if it's a right trading method for you or no. Now, what volume profile is all about is following the big volumes. The big volumes are the footprints of the big trading institutions, of the big guys who move and manipulate the markets. And those big trading institutions, they can't really hide their volumes, they can't hide their trades because they are simply too big. And that's why their trades and their massive volumes which they trade show on volume profile. And that's why I'm working with the volume profile, and that's what gives me the edge in my trading. So if you look at volume profile, the wide places on the volume profile are the places where the heaviest volumes were traded, where the big trading institutions were active, and those are the places where I like to trade from. So let's go over the trading examples and let me show you how you can work with the volume profile and how it can help you in your trading. So what you see before you, this is NinjaTrader 8 platform with my custom-made volume profile indicator. This volume profile indicator is also available for other trading platforms like MetaTrader or TradingView. You're looking at a 30-minute time frame. This is my favorite time frame to do a day trading volume profile analysis. And the symbol which you see, the instrument which you see here, is the S&P 500 index. On this screen, there's a volume profile with heaviest volumes in this zone. So right here on this whole screen, the most important zone is this one, because the big trading institutions were active here. Now, simply looking at the volume profile, we can't really tell what those big trading institutions were doing. But if we read the context, then we can see that there were massive volumes accumulated within an uptrend. Now this is telling us that strong institutional buyers were adding to their long positions in here and then manipulating the price in this uptrend. So those are buyers, strong buyers that show on the volume profile. Now how to work with this information? Seeing those heavy volumes, we know that this is a very strong zone which those buyers are likely to defend in the future. The reason is that they placed a lot of their long positions here, and that makes that zone very important for them because they placed a lot of their longs there. So if there is a pullback to that zone in the future, like in here, then we can expect that there'll be a reaction from this zone as the buyers from here will become active, defend this heavy volume zone where they placed a lot of their longs and push the price upwards from there again. As you can see, the price in this example reacted very nicely to the place where the heaviest volumes within this heavy volume zone were traded. This was the pullback, and boom, a reaction. So this is one way how you can use the volume profile. You look for a significant volume zone from which strong trend starts, then you wait for pullback to that volume zone and you trade in the direction of the initial trend, in this case uptrend. Now let me go to the next trading example. This is a trade example also on 30-minute time frame. You're looking at the chart of gold, and in here what the volume profile is showing us is a rotation where heavy volumes were traded. Without any context, this wouldn't really give us any edge, but strong uptrend starts from this heavy volume zone, and that is telling us that strong institutional buyers were active here and that those buyers were accumulating their long positions, getting ready to manipulate the price into this uptrend. they accumulate their positions in here. They need to do it slowly because they are huge, so they need to accumulate their positions slowly without getting noticed, but we see them on the volume profile. We see that something is going on here. Afterwards, they manipulate the price, and if the price makes a pullback at some point in the future to that heavy volume zone, chances are that there'll be a reaction to that zone, because the big guys, the big trading institutions from here, will want to defend this zone, which is clearly important for them because they placed a lot of their longs there, and they'll want to defend it and push the price upwards from there. Alright, so in this example, you look for a rotation, which is followed by a strong trend activity. Then you use the volume profile, ideally the flexible volume profile, which allows you to look into specific areas in the chart, like we did in here. We use the flexible profile to look into this period of the chart. Identify heavy volume zone, like in here, draw a line, wait for the pullback, and trade from there. Now I have one more trading example on gold. Again, you are looking at 30-minute time frame, so this is going to be an intraday trade. And if you look at this chart, you can see that there was a strong uptrend, and within the uptrend there was this significant volume zone. Those heavy volumes which you see here were traded in this little rotation. Because this was in an uptrend, we can tell that those were most likely strong institutional buyers who were adding to their long positions and pushing the price higher and higher. So what you can do when you see such a thing is mark the place where that heavy volume cluster was, wait for a pullback, and take it from there. Alright? As you can clearly see, buyers from here were defending this heavy volume zone, and that's why this level worked as a strong support, and the price bounced off that and turned, and the uptrend continued. Now there is one more thing that you can notice on this picture, and the thing is this heavy volume zone. Those heavy volumes were accumulated in here. What happened afterwards was that the price was dropping. Sellers were pushing the price downwards. So this is telling us that most likely strong institutional traders were active here, accumulating their short positions here, and then they pushed the price downwards. Again, you can mark this place where the volumes were the heaviest, and beautiful and sharp reaction to that heavy volume zone. So as you can see, using volume profile is not a rocket science. You only look for the heavy volume zones, and what I like to do is trade pullbacks to them, like in here and like in here. Alright, because the heavy volume zones show us places where the big trading institutions were active. And as I was saying, the beautiful thing about this is that the huge institutional traders can't really hide from this. Volume profile will always show their activity, because those guys use huge amounts of money to trade, and those huge amounts will always show on volume profile. And that gives us a permanent edge in our trading. Now here is another trading example. Again, 30-minute chart. You are looking at crude oil chart. And in here, we have another example of strong uptrend where heavy volumes were traded in here. As you can see, this heavy volume zone really stands out in this uptrend, so it's very easy identifying it. Again, what you do is you draw a line from that heavy volume zone. You can do it from the beginning of that heavy volume zone. That's actually what I prefer. Or you can do it from the heaviest peak in that heavy volume zone, like here. Wait for the pullback and trade from there. In this case, the story is the same. Strong uptrend, strong institutional buyers most of their activity in here. When you see that, you just wait for that pullback and take it from there. You can take it with a limit order, or you can trade it manually. You can, for example, wait for the price to reach this support zone, and then when it does, open the order flow software, which shows bid and ask, shows you the activity of the market participants in detail, and wait for confirmation that the big guys are jumping in, defending this heavy volume zone, and when you see the confirmation, you enter the long trade manually. Alright, so there are two options, either a limit or waiting for confirmation. Now, I know that a lot of you guys like to trade Bitcoin, so I included 2 Bitcoin examples in this video as well. You're looking at Bitcoin chart, 30-minute time frame, and what the chart is telling us in here, what the volume profile is telling us in here, is that there are massive volumes accumulated in this rotation, from which aggressive sell-off started. The most important place on this chart is the place where the volumes are the heaviest. So when the volume profile is showing you such a thing, you draw the line, wait for the pullback, and it doesn't really matter when the pullback occurs. It could take a day, 2 days, week, maybe 2 weeks. If it's over a month, then I would be hesitant to take such an intraday trade. But if it's within a week or 2, it's completely fine. You wait for that pullback, and boom, this is the reaction. And you don't need to trail the trade and try to make a fortune on it. You can quit the trade, for example, when it makes this move, right? Volume profile can be used also to identify the best place to quit your trade, either to place stop loss or to place take profit. I won't be teaching you that in this video, but there are videos on my website where you can learn it. But let's now go back to the trading examples. Let me show you the next example on Bitcoin. So again, 30-minute time frame, my favorite time frame for day trading analysis. Again, you're looking at Bitcoin, and in here, if you look at the plain chart, you can see that there was a strong trend activity. When you see this, you can use volume profile to look into this trend activity to look for significant volume zones. I call those volume clusters. There's one in here, another one in here, and those are zones where big players were active, adding to their long positions. So what you do is you wait for pullbacks to those heavy volume zones and hope that those big traders will be defending those heavy volume zones, which appear to be very important for them. So first support is in here. This is the reaction to it. Then when the price makes a pullback to the second support, which is in here, you can take a second long, and this is the reaction to it. Alright, so this is my preferred way how to use volume profile. There's one more example, and this one is on euro-dollar, but this is not a day trading example, but a swing trading example, which means that we will be looking at the daily chart. The daily time frame is my favorite time frame to do this long-term swing trading analysis because it shows the big picture. And with this time frame and with those swing trades, I'm using the volume profile exactly the same way as I was showing you on the 30-minute time frame for those intraday trades. Swing trading is basically the same, only on a higher time frame, and obviously the trades take longer and you aim for bigger take profits. So on this example, you can see that there was a rotation where heavy volumes were accumulated, and from there, sharp sell-off. What this is telling us is that big institutional sellers were active here in this rotation, building up their short positions, and afterwards they manipulated the price to go downwards. That's what they do. They manipulate the price to go their way. That's how the game is played. Now, what you do is you draw a line from that heavy volume zone, and then you wait. In this case, this is sort of an extreme, but still, this was a trade that I actually took. This was heavy volume zone from 2018, I think, and the price hit this level in 2021. 3 years. But it doesn't matter. With those long-term trades and daily time frames, markets have very good memory. The institutional traders have a very good memory. So even if it takes 3 years, the market will still react to such a level. It will. And many times over this sort of stuff happened, and many times over I've been trading it, so it's not just one example that I picked. There are many, and I also published many of them on my website in advance, so everybody knew about them, everybody could trade them. So anyways, back to that example. No matter how long you wait for that pullback, and when it occurs, you enter in the direction of that trend that started from that high volume zone. So in this case, we had a strong downtrend. That means that when the price reaches this resistance zone, you go short. And again, as I was saying, take profit for such a trade could be pretty big. In this case, ideal take profit was in here, because there was a heavy volume zone in this rotation. The price reached that heavy volume zone, and that was the ideal place to quit the trade. That's 500 pips move based on this. So this is another way how you can trade with the volume profile. Obviously, there are more rules, more strategies, more trading approaches that you can take when trading with the volume profile. This video was only to show you how the volume profile generally works and how you can use it. But if you really want to master your volume profile trading and bring your trading to a new level, then I recommend visiting my website, checking out the content. And if you are really serious about this, I recommend checking out my volume profile trading course. Let me quickly show you where you can find it. So this is my website, trader-dale.com. And if you click this button, which says Browse Courses, then it will take you to this page. And in here, there is the Elite Pack, which is educational and indicator pack that includes volume profile video course, my personal day trading and swing trading levels, which you'll be receiving every day, and pack of my volume profile indicators for various platforms like NinjaTrader, MetaTrader, or TradingView. There's also a couple of bonuses and dedicated tech support. And what I recommend is watching this video. It will show you everything more in detail. So check it out. And if you want to bring your volume profile trading to a new level, I highly recommend joining us. Now, currently I'm running a special sale, which means that you can get this Elite Pack for a 52% discounted price. The sale will end at the end of this month. Alright, so that's about that. That's about the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time in some next video, or if you decide to join us, then I'll be looking forward to seeing you in the members area. So see you next time, and until then, happy trading.